Hi there, I'm Sean from MPW. Today we're going to be working on my new purchase, which is an MT-07. I bought this bike, it's crash damaged. As you can see from a few grazes on it, broken lever, some scuffs on the exhaust. The bike has been heavily modified. You can tell by the back end, the headlight. So today we're going to change the exhaust system over for a full Toro. As you can tell, the exhaust system's not stock. So the methods of removing it might be a bit different to the OEM, but it should be pretty much the same. So we'll go ahead and just get started anyway and see how we get on. So as you can see, we're going to remove the lambda sensor, which is tucked up underneath the engine here. Just runs down there, and the plug is just up here. It should just pop off, like so. Cool. That was very loose. Right, I've noticed that to get the exhaust off, we have to take this bracket off first, which is good because we have to put a new bracket on behind there for the new system. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these bolts and this nut here. Good little trick here when you take this off is to cable tie it up out of the way, but so it doesn't scratch anything, it's worth putting a cloth behind. There it is. Right, now I'm going to go to the headers and remove all the header nuts. These are 12mm, should come off quite easily. And there's 4. So the only thing holding this on was the header nuts and the muffler, so it should just drop off. There goes the gaskets, and there's one very different exhaust system. What they've done, they've used the stock headers, they've cut it just after the lambda sensor, welded a bit of pipe on and put a universal Toro can on with a different bracket. So not particularly nice, so we're going to get that changed for a nice new Toro system now. Now we're going to put the header pipes on. And a little trick here, when you're putting your gaskets back in, is so they don't fall out, is use a little bit of copper grease, dabbed on the gasket, just to stick them into place. So now they stay up, don't have to worry about them falling out. Now your gaskets are in there, we can go ahead and put the pipes on. We've decided to do this one at a time rather than trying to put the whole midsection on. When you put them on, if you do the left-hand side first, make sure the spring hook is to the outside and making sure your gaskets are still in there. You only want to assemble this loose at this point. Okay, so now at this stage, We can go ahead and pop the wire piece on. And we can go and put the springs on. 1. There's 2. These are our springs. I'm going to leave this all loose at this point until we get the rest of it on. Next piece is this lovely bend here. Just noticed, it looks like you have to remove this bracket here to allow the exhaust to sit up all the way so we can get the back bracket aligned. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this now. That's nice and simple. And that now allows us to align that rear bracket. So in the kit you'll get a nice new bolt which should align at the back there. So still only assembled loosely at the moment. Now we want to get these 2 springs on, one there, at the bottom there. It's nice and firm, it's not touching anywhere. Right, now I'm going to put the new bracket on, which is this nice shiny thing here. It just goes on simply like that. Right, now that's in place, we're going to cut our cable tie holding this on and get this back into position. Make sure everything seems right. Just want to do these up firm for the time being. We'll come back at the end and torque these up to the correct torque settings. So now we're going to put the can on. Quite simple. Now we need to put this lovely rubber strap inside here, which can be a bit fiddly. As you can tell, we probably cut that bit out while I struggled to get it on. So just slide on. We'll have a nice bolt spacer which sits between the bracket and the strap. Make sure your can's all the way on for this part. This bit is very fiddly just because you've got a really short bolt. Alright, once you get it started, just check, make sure your strap is nicely in line with everything. Then you want to get a spanner just behind it, which is 13mm. Well, I'm not going to tighten this completely up yet. Make sure I'm good. Well, I'm going to get the next 2 springs on, do a bit of a stretch, and go from here to there, and one at the back. So you want to keep this bit loose up here for now. The next thing you want to do is get your 2 springs on here. These ones don't have rubber covers on because they slightly touch the exhaust and they are a bit of a stretch. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten up the middle bolt, then the headers, and this last. So I'm going to do up the middle bolt now, just about get a spanner in from underneath. They're nice and firm now. We're going to come back and torque these up at the end. These want to be torqued to 22 Newton meters. And again, this will be 22 Newton meters. Right, that's all good, good clearance, nothing's touching. Next step is we're going to put the lambda sensor back in. The kit comes with this little adapter, so it's a bit of copper grease on the thread. We're going to put the lambda sensor back in. Again, I'm just going to put a little bit of copper grease on here, just to help anyone in the future that may want to remove this. As you may remember, when we took this off, this wasn't very tight. So we're going to make sure this is nice and tight. There you go. Then we just feed it back in into these little holders. Follow it back the way we took it off. And then plugging it back in. So make sure there's no tension on there. It's all sitting really nice. Then simply put this cover back on. Then a quick wipe over, make sure there's no grease anywhere on it, this part. Now I'm going to put the nice new Toro badge on. Try and make sure you get it straight. It's recommended before you start the bike up that you give it a wipe over with an alcohol wipe or something similar to make sure there's no fingerprints on it. But that's pretty much it. We spoke about torque settings briefly while I was doing it. There is a full guide available on the website, which you can download as a PDF, which has all the torque settings in. It explains every step in detail, pictures, everything you need pretty much. And the link is in the description. So there you have it. Nice new exhaust on our custom, or my custom MT-07. Thanks for watching.